Welcome back. You're watching Newslink, and this is Entrepreneurship, My Journey. And building a clothing empire is a dream for most entrepreneurs. Many have tried, but few have been lucky to achieve that milestone. But apparel brand Delux founder Neo Mashitoa is taking a leap of faith and believes his brand has the qualities to compete with premium ones. He's here in studio with me to share his journey. Very good morning to you, Neo, and thank you for joining us this morning. Tell us a little bit about Delux and why it is that you decided to get into the business of clothing, creating a brand that is probably going to be competing with many others.
So basically, I used to support a lot of local brands, basically, the southern region, Soweto and everything. And then a few friends would always say, hey, maybe you should start your own. And to be quite honest, I was a bit hesitant because I wasn't sure, I was doubtful. But then I took a leap of faith and started my own Delux brand. And I believe that, you know, it can compete with the bigger ones out there.
Yeah. What about your brand makes it able to compete with other brands out there?
Look, I concentrate on quality, basically. I always thrive in quality in order to compete with other brands. So that's how I look at my brand. I always focus on the quality, making sure that people love the brand, and you know, I basically just look at the quality, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Surely there were some challenges starting it up and trying to integrate into the market. Tell us a little bit about that.
Look, the biggest challenge, especially when it comes to business, is always capital. You know, it's always capital. You cannot start a business without capital. So that's always been one of my biggest challenges. So I saved up a bit of money and I started the Delux brand. And every single day, it's actually growing. You know what I mean? Those are one of the biggest challenges. Also, sizes as well, because you have to cater for your customers, and those are one of the biggest challenges so far.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the target market. Who were you thinking about when you established this brand, and who did you think would relate the most to it?
I was looking more of when I created it, I was looking at unisex, more the younger, the youth. But I realized that actually females are actually the ones who are buying the product more than the males, which is quite
Even with the skull heads, they look so scary.
That's the thing. It's kind of weird. I found that females actually relate more to the brand.
Yeah.
So now it gets a bit confusing, but then every single day I'm starting to learn the niche market, basically. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Yeah. Have you been able to create any employment opportunities for perhaps a team that you've been able to establish for Delux, or what is happening in terms of that process?
Look, I want to have my own store one day where I can basically employ people. But right now, I've got 2 people who are designing the Delux logo. There's Steven Decker and Mohau. These are the guys that are actually helping me out with the designs. And I'm quite inspired by some of the brands out there, like your Shinobi, your FSM, Master Suit, and all those guys.
Are those all local?
And they're all local.
Oh,
and
okay.
Godfidence, Prey, like these guys are very good. And I'm inspired by them as well. So I actually sort of talk to them most of the time in order to find direction in my brand.
Yeah, you bring up such an important issue around mentorship and getting guidance. How important has that been on your journey?
Look, it's very, it is important because you cannot do everything alone. You know what I mean? You need to associate yourself with people who've been in that space already so that you can find your own direction in terms of taking your brand wherever it needs to go. So you need mentorship. So always associate yourself with people who are in the game for you to understand what exactly is happening. And always come up with fresh ideas in order to direct your brand, basically.
Tell us about what you've got so far in terms of the merch that merch is like a youthful word, meaning merchandise. But the merch that you are providing or supplying to customers, is it just the T-shirts and the caps?
So,
tell us a little bit about the expansion ideas that you have for Delux.
Look, I'm 8 months into this business. I'm still very
8 months.
8 months, yeah.
Very ambitious to start a business in this time, isn't it?
Yeah, it is actually. I'm 8 months into the business and I'm still fairly new, but I do have hoodies, I do have sweaters. The caps are coming out next month, so I'm excited about that. I'm still playing around with the cap, with the whole cap thing. And later on, I want to do sneakers. You know, I really want to have my own store in the next 3 to 5 years from now.
That's giving yourself a very short span of time.
It's short, but it's possible.
Yeah, it is.
I'm really pushing hard for this to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it just a South African-based brand that you want to build, or are you looking to expand beyond South Africa's borders? And I ask that question because a lot of entrepreneurs are happy to keep a brand within their market, their core market, which would be South Africa, but others look at expansion opportunities and going beyond. Is that an idea you're playing around with, or is that too early for you right now?
Of course, no. I want to expand. I mean, it would be nice to have a Delux franchise, you know, where you can get my store in Namibia, in Mozambique, and all these other places, because I believe that, you know, there are people out there. I mean, I had calls from people from Lesotho and Swaziland asking about the brand, and that actually told me that, listen, you need to branch out more, you know. As young as it is right now, I'm thinking about that, you know, and I want to put that into use.
Yeah. And then what about sales? Are you depending or taking advantage of online platforms and digital platforms? Are you going out directly to deliver? How are you actually trading?
At the moment, I'm going out to deliver, as young as I am right now, but I do have a website where people can actually do their orders, which is deluxnash.co.za. My website just started about a week ago, so I'm trying to push as much as I can.
No, that's absolutely amazing. And then as someone who has started his own entrepreneurial journey, what kind of advice would you give to someone who's perhaps watching this interview and they've got a business that they're struggling with, or they're thinking about going into a business, not necessarily apparel, but any kind of business, and just the advice that you would give them?
You need to be relentless. You must never give up, because business can be harsh sometimes. You know, it's never easy, but you must never, ever give up. There's not much I can say, but when I wake up every morning and I tell myself I'm doing this, I don't care what happens, this is going to work. And you need to put it to the table. This has to work, because it's on you. And that's what it is.
It's on you.
Yeah.
Sure. What a powerful note to end it on, Neo. Thank you for joining us this morning, and good luck with Delux. That dream you have of going throughout the continent is hopefully going to come true for you. So it's an apparel brand, Delux there, and expanding their product offering is the plan for now, from t-shirts, caps, sneakers eventually, hoodies and sweaters. And you can go on, you said deluxnash.co.za? To get your own piece of the apparel. And